Greetings to everyone who joined us tonight. And tonight at the Ukrainian Hub, we are going to have a webinar with a representative of Innovation Challenge site about Global Problem Solver Challenge 2021. We are happy to have Chengetai Rukanzahanza from the Innovation Challenge site and my co-founder, Mick Safran. We are glad to welcome everyone who joined us, and let me briefly tell you about the format. First of all, we will get more general information about the competition from Chengetai, and then we will have an open mic and a Q&A session where you can ask questions in the chat or with your voice, whichever is more comfortable for you. And let's start. Mick, please.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Alessa. Thank you for the introduction, and thank you, Chengetai, for joining us tonight. Well, for Ukraine tonight, but for you're based in Arizona, right?
Correct.
So it's morning, the same as me in California.
Yes,
and
sir.
That's awesome that you able to join us, and we have many questions, and we are really excited about the challenge. You know, there are many people all around the globe trying to apply and trying to get some funding for their startups, as well as Ukrainian startups. So we have our audience in Ukraine who are really interested, and we think like this thing that may go like further and make it even bigger for Eastern European startups, because Cisco is huge in Eastern Europe as well. So let's begin with a little bit introduction from you. Like, what are you doing and what is a challenge about?
Superb. Hello, everybody, and Merry Christmas, first and foremost. Thank you very much for the opportunity to connect with you all. So my name is, as the team say, my name is Chengetai Rukanzahanza, and I'm the outreach lead for Cisco, and we are in our 5th year hosting the Cisco Global Problem Solver Challenge. And what's basically made 2020 unique, obviously, stemming from all the global challenges that we faced with the pandemic, economic crises, and particularly here in the U.S., the widening economic gap, social and political unrest, and more so, obviously, the unprecedented global crisis that we're facing. We actually decided to make a shift in terms of how we were going to run the challenge this year. And interestingly, the consensus was that we now primarily focus on global problem solving innovation. So the competition is primarily, it's a $1 billion giveaway. First prize is $250,000. And we have some categories of special prizes as well that range from anywhere from $100,000 to $50,000 to the winning team or individual. So the premise of the competition really is we are looking to engage with early stage startup companies that leverage their technology or solution primarily for global problem solving issues. So, because if we really look at what has happened in the space of innovation in the last 40 years with all the social media platforms that have been created, a lot of it have been centered for social reaction. They don't really impact our lives or change our lives in any shape, way, or form. So with this particular challenge now is that we want to actually leverage any form of solution out there to help improve the world. And in addition to this competition itself, Cisco has actually pledged $100 million. And their goal is they want to impact 1 billion people by the year 2025. An aggressive move, but I think that cohesively, if we bring all the minds together globally, hence why it's a global problem solver challenge, it's something that we can actually attain and accomplish from a global scale.
Okay, great. Thank you, Chengetai. So what about deadline and about like their sum of prices? Because I know there are many parts of it, and they probably like, you cannot get like whole million right, all together, but there is some portion. So can you be more specific about it?
Most certainly. So the competition definitely, let me grab the information for you guys here. So the competition opened up, enrollment opened up in October, and we are accepting enrollments up until the deadline is January 29th of 2021 at 5 p.m. Pacific time here in the US. And as we stated, the top tier prizes consist of a grand prize of $250,000. And then regional first runner-ups get $75,000, second runner-ups $50,000, and then third runner-ups $25,000, fourth runner-up $10,000, and then we also have a People's Choice category, which is $10,000 US, and then a Cisco Employees Choice is a $10,000 prize, and then we actually added an additional caveat to this year's competition, and we have a special prizes category, and all those prizes are 5 prizes that are at $50,000 apiece. So what we're looking to do is actually engage again with early stage tech companies that are leveraging their solutions for social impact, and also one critical component is these companies are either companies that are not generating $1 million in revenue or have raised $1 million US.
Okay, so it's critical condition that
Right.
no revenue and no investment on what
That exceed $1 million. So if you have 990,000, you qualify. But if you're above that threshold of $1 million, then you don't qualify.
Okay. So sometimes it's good to have like $999,099, $999. Yeah, right.
That dollar will make a difference.
Right. Okay, but talking about many parts of their competition, I've seen that there are many like what is the difference between like this grand prize and regional first run up and second run up? I mean, like, are they all for the same kind of direction, the same kind of focus, or like what will be the biggest difference? Why do they choose that one rather than another one?
So at the end of the day, I mean, I equate this to more of a lottery, right? And the prices, the categories are not solely based on the solution that the participants are presenting, but more so the impact of the solution is what determines who gets to be the grand prize winner. So and it's a great question because a lot of people think that there are certainly category thresholds. They aren't. It's solely based on the innovation. The innovation is what we're primarily looking for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, but on this special fund and special prizes for 2021, as I've seen, there's a greenhouse gas solution prize, ethical AI prize, digital inclusivity prize, HBCU startup prize, and pandemic response prize.
Correct.
Mostly we can understand all of them. What is HBCU?
So HBCU is the Historic Black Colleges and Universities.
Mm-hmm.
So we, as part of that caveat of the special prizes, it's no secret that you in Silicon Valley, it's no secret that African-American tech founders have a very minute, small fraction of presentation in Silicon Valley. So as part of the global initiative that Cisco is actually pushing for to boost the tech innovation ecosystem, we basically want an inclusive union. Because I mean, if you go back to our previous winners tabs, you can see that it's a wide array of tech founders from all over the world. Last year's winner was a group from Kenya, and I think the first runner-ups were from India. So in essence, with the special category prizes, we really kind of wanted to touch so many facets of global challenges, thus also pushing or enhancing or encouraging and as well as empowering innovation from all gamuts of technology.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cool. Thank you for explaining this. Yeah, I just want to remind our audience that we will be open for Q&A, and you can ask your questions here in chat or in Q&A section. So we will read it, and Chengetai will answer those. So coming back, Chengetai, can you please tell us more about the application process? So as you already mentioned, it's begin in October 27th, and first application round kind of close in January 29th. So people who want to participate have to apply by January 29th. And there's,
Correct.
Yeah. But what's next?
So basically, what we are asking for is a solution that is beyond, that is surpassed ideation and concept. So that it definitely has to be a proof of concept, something that's already working. And then secondly, when you apply, we are requiring a 90-second video that basically talks about your solution and your service. And it doesn't have to be a Hollywood produced video, but something that basically talks about, it gives an in-depth description of your solution. Now, I know that 90 seconds is not a lot, and don't try and cram your entire product in the 90 seconds, but be as concise as you can be and clear. And the good part about jumping ahead of the curve, if you were to do it between now and the 29th and submit it, we actually have pitch coaches available that will basically look at your video, and if they're given a green light, they can say, well, yeah, we don't recommend any changes. You can go ahead and submit the application, or they'll actually work with you in helping you prep that 90-second pitch video.
Okay, so talking about their video, should it be like with your MVP product, or just theoretically, like this is how it's gonna work, and here's me talking on the background explaining how it's gonna work?
So if you can squeeze in both, yes, but in that hindsight 2020, 90 seconds isn't really a lot of time. So it's the theoretical aspect of you presenting that your product. And teams can either consist of one individual to up to 5 members.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alyssa, do you have any questions?
We have a question in our chat.
Okay. Yeah, but before this, I have couple more, maybe 1 or 2 questions. I see there like semi-finalists will be invited by March 30. So application close on January 29th, and there are like 2 months for Cisco to choose right projects, right? And whoever will get in will be invited to submit further information, right?
Correct.
Okay, and then will be semi-finalist submission close on April 23rd. Okay, we have another 24 days to submit this for semi-finalists, and then finalist announcement and people choice voting opens at January 2nd. Okay, and this is when so there will be some kind of public voting as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
yes, sir.
for certain sections of this funding, right?
Correct.
Okay, not for everything. And people choice voting close on January 18th, and we will have a winner by January 29th, right?
Correct.
And what is next? Once winner is announced, what is the process?
So, I'm sorry?
What is the process after the winner will be announced?
So the process is, again, this is basically Cisco's commitment to the to changing the world. So once the winner is announced, then they start cutting the checks. And please know that it's a no strings attached prize giveaway. This is just Cisco boosting innovation and basically hoping to grow the tech ecosystem. So in essence, once the winner is announced, you get your check and you go and be successful. So the beauty of it is that what you have is an opportunity to be part of the Cisco competition alumni groups, and it's a big network where folks bounce off ideas with each other. You have a group of advisors that basically help guide your team, the individual, a company, you name it, as you start, embarking on your endeavors. So there is no sharing of equity. There's no expectation of Cisco wanting a piece of the company. It's just free money that Cisco is giving away.
Okay, but does the company need to have like a registration in the United States or something like this?
No, sir.
That's great. That's great news for Ukrainian founders who sometimes doesn't have U.S. Registered companies, but we are working hard to make it possible for everyone. And maybe a last question from me, and we will go to Q&A. No, let's just go to Q&A. Okay, so we have a question from Anastasia. What are the criteria for the jury who makes the final decision?
So what is the criteria of the jury as in terms of the judges?
Mm-hmm.
So these are a group of proven tech founders. A lot of the judges are folks that have exited out of companies in Silicon Valley and globally as well. So we have representatives from SpaceX, Google, all the big tech giants. And it's I think this year we have probably a total of 15 judges, and these are all folks with proven records in the tech space.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
And you mentioned that there's some people from your side who can help with this video of 90 minutes, as well as
90 seconds.
I'm sorry, 90 seconds.
Sorry.
Right, and they're like alumni platform or something where alumni can talk. I guess once people submit, they will have access to this platform to ask questions to the mentors or advisors.
Correct. So the folks that are actually doing the pitch coaching are, so for instance, Ian Murphy, John Hart. So these are folks that were, and I'm sure we're all familiar with TED Talks. So these are folks that actually worked on TED Talk when it was initially launched, and they used to work with folks that would participate in TED Talk and coach them on their presentation.
Okay, well, and that's awesome. That's great.
Yes,
people.
It is.
It is. How to get access one more time to those people so they can coach, like there will be some webinars or something?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Great.
How there will be any announcements or how to register?
I'm sorry?
There will be any announcements or how does people register for this webinar with those guys?
So there will. So once you obviously pass the application process, and then you go through the pitch coaching sessions, then we have an announcement in terms of the tiers that or the levels of participation or the advancement of those candidates that apply.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see. Okay, coming back to the questions from Q&A section. So we have Dmitry who asking, do you have any priorities between industries, for example, MarTech, FinTech, Go Green?
No priorities. It's open to all the industries from all over the world. So yeah, there's no specific industry that we push into a track. It's all industries across the board.
Mm-hmm. The only criteria is less than $1 million.
That $1 million is key.
In revenue. I mean, like, there are not many companies on seed or pre-seed. Seed, yes, but pre-seed, there are like not many companies.
So that have $1 million. You're absolutely right.
But if you're doing 1 million, you probably don't need this money.
Yeah, we can say that.
That's great. Okay, so guys, we see. Does anyone want to ask a question on mic, or we are waiting for more questions in the chat? I see there is one more question coming from Olga. Can we submit 2 solutions?
Two.
That's a great question. So unfortunately, it's one solution. But
Wow.
what you could do, is if you have another entity registered, you could submit two solutions under two different entities.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, so two solutions possible from two different entities.
Correct.
Great.
Let's make it fair.
Okay.
That's a great question, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you, Olga. Yeah, anyone else? Any questions? Okay, so I will just want to let people know that on the website on cisco.innovationchallenge.com, there is Cisco Global Problem Solver Challenge 2021, and you can find all the information. And I already submitted the link in the chat, so everyone can see it there. And yeah, if any other questions, we are still here to respond. But yeah, so how's the weather in Arizona?
So it's within the 60s. So 60s would be some on the East Coast. It's cold for us.
It's cold, yeah. That's cold for California, Arizona. 60 is like what? It's around like 15, 18.
Yeah. So what is it in Fahrenheit?
Well, in Fahrenheit, it's 60, right? But
Yeah.
Celsius, it's probably like
Celsius,
15, 18.
15, 18, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Alyssa, what is the weather right now in Kiev?
We have about 0.
About 0, right? Zero on Celsius, which is like
More
what?
power to you.
Yeah, around like 32, 35.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hopefully
fine.
you will have some snow this year, and finally this is end of 2020, guys. Can you imagine this? It's
I know,
end
right?
of 2020.
Well, I'm just glad the year is finally over and we get a fresh new start.
Yeah, that's true. And today is last Monday of 2020, and we've been waiting for this long time, and we really hope that next year will be much better for all of us. And vaccination
will be
coming, so take your vaccine, and let's make bigger things tomorrow. I mean, like next year, starting January 1st, and let's make it big for everyone, and we'll go person to person again,
Absolutely.
Networking.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we don't have any more questions as I can see here. So we just want to thank you, Chengetai, for this
Thank you so much.
webinar.
You are very welcome. And I'm going to do one last thing. Let me do this. I will share the Innovation Challenge email for any of the folks that have any questions.
Thank you.
So let me drop that in the
chat.
In the chat. So for any folks that have any questions, feel free, please, to shoot us an email. That's why I'm here, and that's the email address.
Okay, that's awesome.
Great.
So cisco@innovationchallenge.com, and Chengetai will respond to you, and probably can even schedule a call.
All right.
Yep. And we are recording this webinar, so we will publish it on our social media. And if you have any questions or any information you need from us, we are always open for you guys. Ukrainian Hub, it's a place where we connect people, where we connect startups, and we want more Ukrainian founders to succeed. And we will make more announcements about our next year programs and boot camps and challenges, and there's so many coming. 2021 will be the best year.
Amen to that. Well, thank you very much for your time, guys, and all the best to everybody in Ukraine. Wishing you a happy, prosperous, and most certainly, above all, healthy 2021, and all the best. Whether you participate with us or any other innovation competitions that you guys are working on, let's keep growing this tech ecosystem.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chengetai. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Merry Christmas.
My pleasure.
New Year.
You too, guys. All the best.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.